Hey, this is Deborah, and today I talk about radical self love in action. The sixth annual Sisters Gathering to Heal theme is radical self love. Now, you might wonder, why do I talk so much about self love? I talk so much about self love because I have struggled my whole life to love myself, and the journey continues, right? I don't think you ever get to a place where you say, I'm done working on loving myself. It is a lifelong journey. But my story begins when I was a little girl. I just had this charming, handsome father who abandoned and abused me emotionally, right? And some physical abuse, no sexual, but I had five sisters and I was the sixth, not in that order, but he had six girls. My father had six girls, and out of all the girls, for whatever reason, my father rejected me. And even as I say that now, I can feel something. But it's not sadness, nor is it pity for that little girl, but I felt a surge of power because I have overcome a lot of it, not all of it. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But since I was a little girl, I felt unloved, unlovable, damaged because my father didn't love me. The very first man that supposed to love me didn't love me, right? So I went into my adulthood just feeling just like unlovable, unloved, and damaged. And so I looked for love, as they say, in all the wrong places. But then I got married, and I was 28 years old when I got married. And at that time, I thought that it was, when my relationships didn't work, I thought it was my partner's fault. But I married this amazing man. He was just a really good man. And he was a family man, and he was about me. But guess what I discovered in my marriage? I discovered that I couldn't love him, nor did I let him love me. Now, he had his issues. He had mama issues. I had daddy issues. And so it was perfect. He was my mirror. I was a reflection of him. He was a reflection of me. And that's just, I can go into that story. Actually, I write about that story in my book, Love Addicted. But for now, just know that self-love, because I lacked self-love, I couldn't love this man. And I couldn't let him love me, right? When we don't love ourselves, we won't let love in. We won't let other people love us. We will run from it. It will be painful to be loved by others when we don't love us because we don't feel worthy of their love, right? We'll sabotage it. You ever done that? I know I have. And so my childhood, it kind of set me up for that, but not in a bad way because I've done a lot of work to get to where I am today. And I believe that we all have our cross to bear. So no pity, right? No pity party here. But that's where it began for me, this charming father who didn't love me. And so I saw how it showed up in my relationship. And here's one thing, that even now, I'll just tell you, this past weekend with my partner, I found myself, well, was it this weekend or the weekend before that? But recently, I found myself trying to fix him, right? Why? Because I wasn't happy. I wasn't living fully, right? And part of my journey, I was like, okay, I'm trying to fix him. I want him to be different. And I did that in my marriage so many years ago. I wanted the man in my life to be different because I falsely believe that if he's different, if he's all that I need him to be, if he's everything I think he can be, then I'll be happy. And that's a lie. It doesn't work. We can't fix what's out there and then it makes us happy. Happiness is an inside job. So self-love, as I say, is the root of all good. So when we love ourselves, we're happy and our partners don't have to work so hard and we don't try to fix them, and we don't try to make them over, and we don't make them wrong. We accept them for who they are, or we don't, right? And so now I'm committed. I've been committed, but I renewed my commitment recently because something happened. And I'm going to be very transparent in my videos, because part of what I'm up to is helping people to see that we don't have to have it all together to give what we have to give. Like, I know I have something to give to the world, and I don't have to have it all together. So this past weekend, I asked my partner if he would pay for my airline ticket to London, because my sister's going to London in May, and she and her friend, a girlfriend of hers, are going to London for about a week, and I didn't have the money. I don't have the money now, and I'm okay with saying that. But so I asked my partner for it, and he said no. Now, he rarely says no to me, and so even in my pain, even in his no, I knew that was a yes for me, right? See, I said to him, I said, listen, I feel some kind of way about you telling me no, but I know that this is a yes. This is for me. Matt Kahn says everything comes to help us. So that happened to help me. And guess what? As a result of him telling me no, I knew, look, I'm a grown woman. It's time for me to come out of hiding. I said, wait a minute. I should have that myself. What's $800 for a grown woman, right? But because of lack of self-love and fear, and I'll talk a bit about that, I didn't have the money. I don't have it now. Or I don't have it in my bank account now. But because I have renewed my commitment to love Deborah, I'm willing to tell you what's going on right there, right? And I'm willing to come in front of you, to stand in front of you, to do this video. And I'm going to end it soon. I don't want my videos to be too long. But I want you to know that self-love means that, as Jerome Bragg says, I am a force of good toward myself. And that means that I have come out of hiding. I've decided to stop hiding, because I know that, I'm going to just say it, I know that I'm brilliant. I know that I'm smart. I know that I have a lot of wisdom. I have a lot of stories and experiences, as you probably do. You have some gifts that you need to give, that you want to give, and you've been sitting on those gifts, and you've been afraid. And so let me give you my 3 things that I just want to leave with you, because self-love is the root of all good. Self-love is the root of all good. You can quote me on that. It's the root of all good. And so radical self-love in action, what does that look like? That means you put you at the top of your to-do list. So when I'm trying to fix my partner, he's at the top of my to-do list. I'm trying to do him. I'm trying to make him over so that he can fit, so he can make me happy. I think it's not going to work, but I think if he would do this, if he would do that, if he would stop doing this, then I'll be happy. I did that in my marriage. And as soon as I started doing videos, which was just 2 days ago, today is Wednesday, I started on Monday, my happiness, you wouldn't believe how happy I feel, how alive I feel, because I'm honoring me, right? Howard Thurman says, do what makes you come alive, giving of myself to the world. Because see, my friends, they already know. I just tell them, sometimes without them asking what I think, and I want to stop that. So you put yourself at the top of your to-do list, and that means you take care of you, right? You take care of you. What does that look like? Will you start going to the gym? Will you go to yoga? Will you eat better? You put yourself there. You take You take care of you when you're at the top of your own to-do list. We don't belong at the bottom of our to-do list. And everybody knows the example of being on an airplane, and they say you put your oxygen mask on first. Not Don't help your man, don't help your woman, don't help your child first, because you will expire trying to help them first. You already know that, right? So I put myself at the top of my to-do list by saying, okay, I'm going to do this for me. See, I was scared to do this, but as long as I was busy trying to fix my partner, I didn't have to do it. I could just say I'm busy, right? I let my mind, the ego, tell me that I'm doing something worthy. I wasn't. I was getting on his nerves and my nerves, and I know he's glad glad that I got to it. So, and when we love ourselves, we honor the expression that we are. See, you have some unique gifts, and I do too. We do. But when we love ourselves, we give our gifts, and we don't wait for somebody to give us permission. I know that we sometimes think somebody's going to come along and pat us on the head and say, okay, Deborah, you are so brilliant, you're so smart, come on, I'm going to put you on the stage and speak. But guess what? That's not going to happen. And you know why? Because until I honor myself, let me see if I can get the quote that Maya Angelou gives us. She said, as long as we hold our gifts and talents in contempt, the world will too. Now, I paraphrase that, but essentially that simply means that as long as I don't think well of my gifts and talents and skills and wisdom and knowledge, the world won't. So nobody's going to call me and say, come do this and I'll pay you X amount of dollars, as long as I don't think what I have is worthy of me giving it to you without permission. I don't need your permission. I don't need anybody's permission. You don't need anybody to give you the green lights. You give yourself the green lights. That's radical self-love in action. Even when people, even those who close to you, threaten to leave you, even when they have a problem with you standing up and being who you are, you give yourself to the world. You stand up and be who you are. That's what I'm doing. And I know I could cry about it because it's that big. When we love ourselves, I know you can be afraid. You can do it afraid. Know that. It doesn't matter. You can do it afraid. And it's okay to cry when you're doing it like I'm doing. I think her name is Namaste Moore. She says, a woman should cry every day. Well, I've cried every day this week. This is Wednesday. I cried Monday and Tuesday. And now I'm crying today. So, there you have it. All right. And lastly, you take 100% responsibility for yourself. And you know what? That's the power. That's where the power is. Sometimes we are tempted to blame other people, even our parents. We blame our partners. We blame our coworkers, our job. We blame 45, right? We blame, you know who 45 is, right? Donald Trump, right? We blame stuff and people out there for where we are and what we don't have. And they're not responsible for us like that. So, radical self-love in action. This is just some thoughts. I hope you're coming to join us on July 8th. That's Saturday, July 8th, 2017. If you want to be in a photo, we do a group photo every year. If you want to be in that, baby, get there by 6:30. Because we want to take the pictures before we get all, our makeup gets all messed up from tears and hugs and all that stuff, right? So get there by 6:30. It starts at 7 o'clock sharp. And I am delighted to tell you that my co-facilitator is none other than the Janine A. Ingram. She lives in Chicago. She's flying here to co-facilitate with me because guess what? I don't know too many people who talks about self-love more than Janine. And you're in for a treat. We did a planning thing yesterday. and you're in for a treat, right? And so I'm Deborah M. Ricks, and if you want to connect with me, you know how to do that. Facebook, my website, everything is named after me. But this is really just a gift to me and to you, because, Sister Goddess, we deserve to love ourselves, and only we can do that, and we don't need anybody's permission to do that. Know this, though, I love you, and I'll see you in the next